Debate this morning on the protection of civilians, and I have to say, of course, you know me, 9 times out of 10 I stand in front of you to talk about humanitarian access issues and the protection of civilians, so today is right in our wheelhouse, if I can put it in those vulgar terms. Certainly want to hear from the important briefers we'll have today. We'll hear from the UN, of course, from OCHA, but we'll also hear from the International Rescue Committee, from the ICRC. I've just had a good discussion with Robert Mardini, very important messaging. On our side, you know that we're working on the Syria humanitarian cross-border resolution. That's uppermost in our minds. Yesterday, you saw us have a really important area, in my view, on the protection of journalists. Want to re-emphasise we see journalists as citizens, civilians, never a target. And Ethiopia is also a humanitarian access situation that has been really of concern to us. I'm glad to see this morning, fifth convoy of humanitarian aid getting through. Still a trickle, not a flow, but it's progress, and so I wanted to recognise that. But to come back to the beginning, the protection of civilians, a life and death issue, that's what brings a country like Ireland to the Council, working hard to protect human life at all costs. Thanks.
We have a meeting also on North Korea after the missiles fired.
Really deeply concerned by the DPRK missile launches. This is now in a series of launches, the proliferation agenda, something very close to Ireland's priorities on the Council, and we certainly think it needs to be discussed by the Council. The important thing, I think, for the Council to do is to remain united and firm in our response. There is work on a resolution, and we hope to see that progressing very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you protect civilians in armed conflict or war? As nobody can protect civilians. Look what is going on in Ukraine now and all over the world. How concretely can this be done?
I don't accept that no one can protect civilians. We have a responsibility to protect civilians. The Council has a responsibility to protect. I'll say that today. It's step by step. We have protected civilians. You refer, I think, to Ukraine. We have seen, particularly the ICRC, whom we'll hear from this morning, play a really important role. The Secretary-General's visit to Moscow, I think, helped to set in place a mechanism directed to the protection of civilians. It's step by step. I'm not a Pollyanna. I'm not going to the table this morning to pretend that we have solved all the issues. The protection of civilians is an absolute utmost priority. And if I can just add, I'll refer to it this morning, in urban areas, we're increasingly seeing civilians now directly attacked in urban areas. Ireland's work on explosive weapons in populated areas is really a critical aspect of our work, and we'll refer to that this morning. Thanks.
Thank you very much, everybody.